The Book of Revelation, perhaps the most enigmatic, mysterious, and oft-debated book in the entire Bible. For centuries, its vivid imagery, complex symbolism, and dramatic visions have fascinated theologians, scholars, and everyday readers alike. Yet, understanding Revelation is not just about decoding cryptic symbols or predicting future events. It's about grasping its timeless message, its relevance for both ancient and modern readers, and its deep spiritual meaning. Hi, welcome to Bible Insights. Today we embark on a journey to understand the book of Revelation, not just as a prophecy of the future, but as a profound revelation of God's eternal purpose for humanity, the church, and the world. The book of Revelation is the last book of the Christian New Testament. It was written by the Apostle John, exiled on the island of Patmos in around 95 to 96 AD. Traditionally, it has been understood as a vision that John received from Christ, which he recorded in vivid and often perplexing imagery. Unlike other biblical books, Revelation doesn't follow a linear narrative. Instead, it presents a series of visions, letters, and symbolic events that are interpreted in various ways. For centuries, people have tried to predict the end of the world based on its descriptions of apocalyptic events. However, understanding Revelation requires more than just predicting future catastrophes. It's about understanding the nature of God, the struggle between good and evil, and the ultimate triumph of God's kingdom. Why was Revelation written? Was it meant to predict the end of the world? Or was it intended to provide encouragement and hope for the early Christian church, which faced persecution under Roman rule? To understand the purpose of Revelation, we must first look at the opening verses. The book begins with a powerful introduction. Revelation chapter 1, verses 1 to 3. The revelation of Jesus which God gave unto him, to show unto his servants things which must shortly come to pass. And he sent and signified it by his angel unto his servant John, who bear record of the word of God, and of the testimony of Jesus Christ, and of all things that he saw. Blessed is he that readeth, and they that hear the words of this prophecy, and keep those things which are written therein, for the time is at hand. The key phrase here is the revelation of Jesus Christ. The purpose of Revelation is not just to foresee the future, but to reveal the person and work of Jesus. The book points to the ultimate victory despite the suffering and persecution that Christians may face in the present. For the early church, Revelation was a source of hope and encouragement. Christians in the first century were enduring tremendous hardship. Many were being martyred for their faith under Emperor Domitian's rule. John's vision provided a reminder that despite the appearance of evil's triumph, Jesus is ultimately in control, and God's kingdom would come in fullness. To understand Revelation, we need to break down its structure. The book can be divided into several key sections. The letters to the seven churches, chapters 1 to 3. These letters are messages to seven real Christian communities in Asia Minor, modern-day Turkey. Each letter contains specific encouragement, rebuke, and exhortation tailored to the challenges faced by each church. The Heavenly Vision, chapters 4 to 5. These chapters describe a magnificent vision of God on his throne, surrounded by heavenly beings, and the Lamb who is worthy to open the scroll with seven seals. This section emphasizes the sovereignty of God and the centrality of Christ in God's plan. The seven seals, trumpets, and bowls, chapters 6 to 16. These chapters contain a series of judgments, 7 seals, 7 trumpets, and 7 bowls that represent God's righteous judgment upon sin and evil. They unfold a series of catastrophes, but also offer glimpses of hope and redemption. The fall of Babylon and final victory, chapters 17 to 19. These chapters describe the defeat of evil, symbolized by the fall of Babylon, a representation of corrupt worldly systems. The final victory of Christ and his followers is celebrated with a heavenly marriage feast, the new heaven and new earth, chapters 20 to 22. The final chapters describe the ultimate fulfillment of God's plan, an eternal reign of peace, where God dwells with his people and there is no more suffering, death, or sin. Revelation is filled with symbolic language, and understanding these symbols is crucial for interpreting the book. Some of the most important symbols include the Lamb, or Jesus Christ. In Revelation, Jesus is often depicted as the Lamb who was slain. This powerful image links to the sacrificial death of Christ on the cross, but also highlights his victory over sin and death. The 7 seals, trumpets, and bowls. These represent stages of divine judgment upon the earth. Each seal, trumpet, and bowl signifies a different form of judgment, from war and famine to natural disasters and plagues. These are not always literal events, but should be understood as a symbolic of God's judgment on evil. The beast and the dragon. The beast is a symbol of oppressive political powers, often interpreted as representing the Roman Empire or a future totalitarian system. The dragon, identified as Satan, is the ultimate source of evil and opposition to God's work. These symbols point to the ongoing spiritual battle between good and evil. The New Jerusalem. In the final chapters, the New Jerusalem represents the fulfillment of God's promise, a perfect, eternal dwelling place for God's people. It symbolizes the complete restoration of creation, where God's presence will dwell with his people forever. Many people approach Revelation with a desire to understand the endgames. But the primary purpose of Revelation is not to give a detailed blueprint of the future, but to offer hope and encouragement in the face of suffering. The book reminds us that Christ will return, that evil will be defeated, and that God's eternal kingdom will be established. The book of Revelation doesn't focus on predicting dates or specific events. It calls believers to faithfulness, to remain steadfast in hope, and to trust in God's ultimate plan. It urges readers to look beyond the current struggles and to remember that, in the end, God's victory is assured. The book of Revelation, with its vivid imagery and powerful symbolism, is not just a book about the future. It is a timeless message of hope, encouragement, and faith. It calls believers to persevere, to trust in the sovereignty of God, and to live in the light of Christ's victory. Whether you approach Revelation as a prophecy, a symbol, or a historical account, its central message remains the same. Christ is victorious, evil will be defeated, and God's eternal kingdom will come. As we live in a world often filled with turmoil and uncertainty, the message of Revelation offers a powerful reminder. God is in control, and his ultimate purpose will be fulfilled. In the end, there is a new heaven, a new earth, and the promise that God will dwell with his people forever. Thank you for joining us on this journey through the book of Revelation. May this message of hope, perseverance, and victory inspire you in your own life as you continue your walk of faith. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe to Bible Insights channel, and share it to your friends. Until next time, stay blessed.